What's up, peace? Welcome back to the Lionel B show, man. Today we have a very special, important guest, man. I know a lot of y'all have heard several of her songs, super famous, super popular. And today she's got a brand new single that just dropped today, y'all. So without further ado, I'd like to invite my special guest into the building, man, Miss Chanté Moore. Miss Chanté, how are you doing, Queen?
I am doing great. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
That is what's up. I'm doing well.
Good,
Like
good.
I'm blessed to
Awesome.
be in the land of the living, you know what I'm saying? Like
It's all
in
true.
these days and times, in these days and times with COVID, it's super crazy. Thank God I haven't gotten it, so and I'm
I had it
praying,
March of
praying
last
this.
year,
Oh, what was that
March of
like?
2020. It was really bad. It was before we even knew really what it was. It was right before the quarantine happened. And,
Hmm.
but being a singer, I'm sensitive anyways to things that happen in the nasal and the chest cavity. So, yeah, it hit me pretty hard. But I have a very smart and intuitive doctor, and he attacked it like it was COVID, even though he didn't know what it was. But either way, there's no
Man.
cure for it. It's just about
Hmm.
getting strengthened and having antibiotics and all that stuff. So I thank God I lived through it, but it was pretty tough. But I'm grateful that I went through it then, and then I didn't really have as much, maybe as much worry as others might have. Having already had it, I
Hmm.
felt like, okay, I've been there, done that.
Right,
All right.
right.
It didn't keep me from
So,
being safe, but I wasn't worried as much.
so you knew what to expect. You knew what to feel. You knew all of
It was
that.
a lot. I just knew that it was tough, and that I made sure my dad is 88, so made sure he protected himself and quarantined my kids, and just well, they're not little kids; they're big, giant people. But but we were careful because I didn't want them to experience what I had.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha. So let's talk about, and I'm definitely blessed and happy that you made it through. A lot of people weren't
hmm
so fortunate.
I
We'll get into that
know,
a little later on in this segment.
I know.
But tell us about your new single. Like, let's get excited. Like, you got a brand new single out. Couple questions is like, what was your motivation? I know you kind of went in the other direction in terms of like returning to your gospel roots on that one.
Well, it really is about just life. That's what I sing about is life. I sing where I am. And in this moment, well, in that moment, I was writing about just how I had gone through love and life and pain and stress and worry and regret and all of that stuff. And I
Mm.
was, I've known Eric Dawkins since I was about 18 years old, 19 years old. And we've been friends a long time. And I didn't know that his cousin was Jovan Dawkins from Heritage Music, which is where this music is coming out from, the record label.
Mm.
And so we all got together and we wrote this song, and it really reflects where my heart is and how the journey is about not feeling the regret, not taking what has happened to you and saying it's too much, it's too far, God can't use me, God doesn't love me, or life is over. It's never over. And that's what I really wanted to sing about, was that life isn't over, and that even though I thought this is too much, I've gone too far, nobody cares, or
Mm.
Jesus don't care, or I don't know, I don't love myself at times, but really it's about just redeeming, God redeeming me and loving me just so
Right,
much that he just showed me that it's not over. Nothing's over
right,
until you take your
right.
last breath. It ain't over.
There you go. And you definitely been blessed throughout your career, being in music as well as in television as well. So with that next part, I want to kind of talk about R&B divas a little bit. I know you probably tired of hearing about R&B divas, and I know you probably feel a particular way about being in R&B divas. But at one point, you said you kind of felt like you were kind of closed off, and you kind of felt almost manipulated a little bit. Can you kind of speak to that?
Oh, well, that's what reality TV is. They manipulate people and get them in situations where, where you act out. And that's what people, the audience wants to see, is the action and the, oh, no, she didn't. Yes, she did. No, she didn't. She said that. Yes, she did. Oh my God, is she gonna hit her? I don't know. But that's really not like how I live from day to day. I'm really the girl next door who's really home, and you don't think she's home, but I'm home. If I'm not out working, I'm at home. And so it was something I wasn't prepared for. I'm really not. I don't really watch reality TV that much, so I don't think I was prepared for the kind of
Mm,
flow that it was. Had I been more prepared, it might have been a little more fun than it was at the time. But
mm.
now looking back, it's just, it wasn't nothing but a show, and it was people being themselves. And I think that people were like, well, I didn't like her because of that, and I didn't like you because of that, or I didn't like that and that person. I'm like, you know what? Everybody deserves grace. undeserved favor.
Right.
Everybody deserves to be able to just let go of whatever has happened in the past. That resonates right this moment. But the point is that in the middle of a situation, sometimes you are at your best and you say, okay, this is the best thing to do, that's the best thing to say, and this is the best way to act. And sometimes you're in places you're like, you know what, I don't even know what I'm supposed to say, how I'm supposed to act. I don't know. I want to scratch your eyes out, or I want to cuss you out, or whatever it is. I don't know.
Mhm.
But I think in those situations that we were in, we all did the best we could. Some people were trying to be famous, and some people were trying to look tough, or some people were trying to not be seen at all. I was going through a lot. My brother passed away in that same time period. And it was
Oh
the
man.
anniversary of his death, and my mother died on my brother's birthday. So then my brother having passed, it was just a lot going on that
Whoa.
last season. So not to
Uh-huh.
say excuses of, but there were reasons why each of us had some things going on, from Little Mo to
Mhm.
Chrisette Michelle to Kelly Price when she was on it. It was a lot. And you put six ovaries together, it's going to be some issues together, no matter
Yeah.
what. You're going to have some problems.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
so we all did the best we could. And everybody's good. I mean, I literally was just texting with Kelly Price just 2 minutes ago, literally 2 minutes ago.
Oh, that's what's
She
up.
recovered from COVID and she's doing fine. And I'm really, really glad to hear that. Some of the girls, I see them on the internet and I see what they're doing and they're moving and growing. And that's the best part, is that we have gone on. That's the best part. Nobody's holding any grudges.
That's
Don't nobody care.
that's awesome. So no animosity whatsoever. So
Animosity doesn't
basically,
serve
say
anybody.
yeah.
Who mad? If
I
they're
agree.
mad, they wasting their own time. I'm not mad at nobody.
Right. I got you. So it wasn't like too much creative editing. It was more like real responses, and they just figured out how to kind of
No, there
persuade
was some
you to
creative
kind of
editing.
react a
There was
certain
some
way.
looks. There were some looks that happened that didn't happen
Yeah.
in those moments. There were some things that were said that wasn't said there, and yeah, they did. It's
Yeah.
done now. I mean, it was so long ago I can't even remember half of it, but yeah, it was what it
Got
was.
you.
It wasn't an Oscar worthy performance or an Emmy nominated show, so it just was a show. It
Right.
happened.
Let's kind of move directions a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about Mr. Kelly, because I know you spoke out about him a few years ago, about 3 years ago, and
R.
you
Kelly.
kind of made mention. Yeah,
I ain't
R.
got
Kelly,
nothing to say
R.
about R.
Kelly.
Kelly. Next subject. Next one.
Nothing. No, no Kelly. All right. Next question. Let's kind of go into Shantae's Got a Man. Who is the perfect 10 man for Chanté Moore?
Who is the perfect what man?
Perfect 10 man for
Perfect
Shantae.
10 man.
Yeah.
A man who is emotionally connected to himself, a man who is willing to give as much as he is willing to get,
Mhm.
um, a man who has his own life, his own thing happening, a man who knows how to have fun, a man who can make me laugh, a man who is adventurous and energetic. Um,
Because
yeah, a man who
I know you
loves the
mentioned that
Lord.
you're
Yeah,
a homebody. You're a
I
homebody, so
am.
you don't want a guy that's gonna be a homebody like you. You want a guy that's gonna be like, "Come on,
Well, the
babe,
thing is,
let's go
I'm
do
only a
stuff."
homebody when I'm at home. Like that's the only time. Then I got to go to work and I travel the entire world all the time. So I got to have somebody who can keep up with me too. So I need somebody who knows how to
Right.
relax at home. Yeah. And then knows how
Mhm.
to run when it's time to run and go and be able to handle all sorts of situations, because it's not just a corporate place. It's not just people who are in my face. It's not just stand over here and I'm okay and nobody's going to bother. You have to be able to handle the gamut of situations. And I need a man who can really handle himself, who knows who he is, so that he can be next to me comfortably.
Now, do you find it kind of hard dating maybe possibly like non-industry men to where they maybe don't really understand the lifestyle? Is it more difficult to date someone within the industry or outside of it?
I think there's pros and cons to both. I think there's pros and cons to
Yeah.
both, because sometimes them understanding is good and they get a grasp of what is necessary and they understand, okay, we go on the red carpet, we wear this or we do this or that. And then sometimes it's good if they're like, I have no idea, you go, babe, with your girl or whatever, and I'll see you when you get back. So it depends on the person
Yeah.
and your relationship. It's about where you have the best balance. It's about balance with who you're
Right.
with.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. Now,
Yeah.
also you mentioned, of course, you were married to Kadeem Hardison, um, and you used to say, "There goes my baby." Do you still kind of have those feelings when you see him still, or are y'all kind of
No, no, no,
like
no.
that's the
There goes my
homie?
baby. He is my friend who I love very much. When it was over, it was over. I'm not one to go back and revisit. love, old loves. But he is the father of my daughter, and I love him very much. He's one of my favorite people on the planet for sure. Absolutely is.
That's what's
Absolutely.
up. So you're so definitely your top 10. Well, now I'm gonna no, I'm not gonna say top 10 because that sounds crazy, but one of your favorite exes for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's what's up. That's
Absolutely.
what's up. So now, of course, I got to mention this. Of course, Kenny Lattimore, and the reason why I'm
Hmm.
saying that because I love y'all music
He's my
together.
son's
Y'all
father.
got
That's why you're saying that. It's okay. I'm
no,
not
I
afraid.
mean, come on, I mean, y'all did some dope stuff. Like I remember
We
hearing your
did.
remakes, and I was like, man, amazing. Of course, for you
Yeah.
was amazing, and I do have a very personal connection to Kenny Lattimore because
Hmm.
actually, it was my mom's birthday yesterday, and she
Ah.
actually passed away from COVID. And on
Mm.
the day she passed away from COVID, Kenny Lattimore, your ex, he actually sang to my mother
Oh.
right hours before she passed away. Hours
Oh
before
my
she passed
gosh.
away. So
Oh, that's
for
sweet.
one, I
That's
was
very
like
sweet.
super excited. Yeah, I was super excited. He even encouraged her. He spoke out to her. He said, "Yo, you can beat it.
Ah,
This, and that." Hours later, she passed away. So I definitely have a connection to you and your
that's
family as well. So it's
beautiful.
definitely an honor to. Yeah, thank you. It's definitely an honor, and with that being her birthday yesterday, just
Oh,
coincidentally, now we're
same.
interviewing together. So that's
Yeah.
super cool. But my question with him was, like when you guys were recording your albums and stuff like that,
Hmm.
things that lovers do.
Yes.
Was there ever a time where it's like, damn, it's like all work? Like, we're kind of the romance isn't there; it's just work. Was there ever a time like
No,
that?
we created my son doing things that lovers do. You didn't see the warning on the thing? I said,
Oh
beware.
man.
I got pregnant during this album. So, no, there was no problem. Things lovers do was things that we did, all the things that lovers did. Yes, we did.
That's what's up. So that's probably the reason why the music came across the way that it did. I'm
Oh,
sure.
yeah, that's good stuff.
So when you hear like maybe some of those songs, or you hear like the originals, do you kind of feel some type of way like when you hear it, or you just like, oh yeah, that's
The
something we
song I
did in the past?
love, no, I love the song Born Again is my favorite. I like You Don't Have
Hmm.
to Cry. We had some really great shows and we had some really great chemistry. Our voices went together really well. We
Hmm.
did what we were supposed to do when we did it, you know? And that's what it's about,
Right.
is just being able to appreciate what has been and what is. And our son is beautiful and he's 18. He just left for college last week and I'm going to go see him tomorrow. I can't wait.
Congratulations!
Thank
Congratulations!
you. Thank you. We're so excited. He's such
Yes,
a great
yes. Shout out to the
kid.
baby. That's awesome.
No, he's awesome. He's a beautiful mix of both of us, and that is just the best part of all of it. Is seeing this
Yeah.
life that we were able to bring into the world, and so yeah, no, everything is good. We're good. We're happy.
And how cool is that? He's got some super dope, talented parents. Does he have any singing aspirations at all?
He does. He need to go and finish college first, but
Okay.
he'll
All
be all
right.
right. He gonna get smarter
There
first.
you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Do you still listen to some of the songs from the album? Things that lovers do.
Not usually. I'm usually in work mode for what I'm doing right now. And I don't do the
Right.
duets for my shows, but so not usually. But when they come on, if it's on shuffle, if my iPod or thing is on shuffle, sometimes they pop up, and I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, I remember that. Sometimes
Hey, that's
that's
me.
about it. Hey,
Sometimes I
yeah,
feel you. I feel you.
yeah,
Now, another question, like, man, like you got an opportunity to meet like some of the biggest legends in R&B music, from Michael Jackson to Prince to Stevie Wonder, buying your home. Like, what was that like? I
yeah.
mean, you checked off some major spots on the bucket list. If you have a bucket list, that's some major
Yeah,
stuff. How did that feel?
no doubt. Oh, it's the best. I would be very unhappy if I had not met Michael and Prince. The only person that's left that I'm really like that I haven't already met, because there's many that I've met as well, but I still need to
Mhm.
meet Barbara Streisand. Still need to meet
Really?
her and get an
Yes.
autograph. But I've met everyone from Beyonce to Riri and just so many wonderful artists, and I love that this business affords me the privilege of meeting my favorites
Right.
and meeting people new that I was like I never knew, and then you see them live, like, whoa, they killed it. I love that. So
Right.
this is a beautiful privilege to be able to do this for a living, and I'm just excited about making music and still being here to make music, and the fact that I still love it is a
Mhm.
blessing to me, and so I'm just excited about music. it isn't always about the business part of it and going, okay, I want to be this huge star, as much as I love to create music. I love it. And that's what it's about, is appreciating the gift that I've been given, the privilege that I've been given, is to make music.
That's dope. Now, are you ever surprised, like for instance, when you met Beyonce, you met Riri, that they knew of you and they followed your catalog? Was it kind of like shocking, or were you like, yeah, yeah, you supposed to know me, type of thing?
No, I'm never thinking anybody's supposed to know anything. I'm usually in the
Okay.
moment with them. They haven't been to
Hmm.
my shows, but I've been to theirs. So usually it's in the moment of appreciating their talent and their quality and their musical journey. So it's been wonderful to be appreciated, though. Definitely to be mutually respected. That is what it's about.
That's awesome. So are you willing
Yeah.
to clear samples if they want to do a remake of Chanté Moore's
Any good time at all.
hits? Like you down for that? That's what's up.
Any good time at all.
So another question too. Like I know Prince. I heard Prince. He put that look on you. Did he ever kind of give you that Prince stare? Like when y'all was hanging out and y'all party, did he give you that look like
Well, we actually worked together. When he came in, I definitely was. I got to ride in the purple limo. He picked me up in the purple limo and took me to the Purple House and the Paisley Park, and I got the chance to see
hmm
everything. And he played a song for me called "Repop Go to Zippa" that he wrote with my song in it. He said, "Precious by Shantae is rocking the box." Thank you very much. That was before I even met him.
That's dope.
So all of that stuff is just stuff that dreams are made of. And I forgot what the question was. But did he? Oh, look, give me that look. Yes, he did. But I was
Yeah,
in
he
love
he
with.
gave you the
I was
look.
in love with Kadeem at the time. We were in love, and I did not. I was not available. So when he gave me the look,
Oh
I just was
man.
like, what? So it was still fun, but it wasn't like I
Right.
wasn't under the hypnotic moment, that it would have been had I not been already been in love.
He had that kryptonite. You let it bounce back. He was like, "Nah, we ain't
It
doing that."
bounced it off. It
I
bounced
mean,
it
the
off.
purple limo and the purple mansion. I mean, and you
And the
gave up all of
song,
that for Kadeem. Kadeem's
I
a
was in
lucky
love.
guy, man.
When my heart is gone, it's
What?
gone. It's not
He sounded like he
available.
laid it on thick too. Put the
He was
song
a.
out,
Oh,
limo. Damn.
you know what? I think that he appreciated who I was as an artist, and he appreciates women. He is a man who loves women, and he thinks someone is beautiful. He makes sure they know it, and I love that
Yeah,
about who he is musically and as a person. So it was a blessing. It
got
was
you.
wonderful.
So, what was your reaction like when they both passed away? Like two people you've met, two people you respected, two people that probably encourage you in the industry. Like, what was your initial reactions to both of them
Um,
being gone now?
well, I mean, it was two different times of my life, but it was painful. I think everybody felt that same kind of loss.
Okay,
Knowing them personally, of course, it became a little bit more personal, but I believe
okay,
the loss that the whole world felt was unified. We all felt like, God, someone amazing, a jewel just left the earth.
right,
And we all know that that happened with Michael and many others. There's been so many others that we've lost. So, that's
okay,
always a tragedy. And it usually happens too soon, which is what is sad about both of those situations. It happened too soon for me. When they're older
yeah.
and, over 70 or so, you go, okay, all right, we
Like, I was
got you. You
expecting
can
that.
go on. But
Yeah,
when they die a little younger than that, it's a little harder to let go.
I think Michael Jackson, like, definitely his passing changed the world. A lot of people we didn't
Yeah.
even know how to handle it. He had rappers
Yeah.
trying to jump off of balconies, and
Yeah.
my
Prince
mom
too.
was
I
my
mean,
mom was
the
like broken. Yeah,
the Eiffel Tower turned purple. I mean, it was beautiful. It was just beautiful, the respect that the world gave to them after their passing. So I believe that we should learn to love people and appreciate them even more because of losing people like that. We need to learn how to give people their flowers while they live. While they live, let's give them
absolutely,
flowers. Let's give them accolades. Let's cherish them. Let's buy their records, or let's support them live, or whatever it is that is them. Buy their paintings, whatever it is that is the artist or the person that is alive. Learn to appreciate them now, because tomorrow's not promised. It's not promised.
absolutely. So how would one give Shantae more her flowers while she's here? How would somebody do that?
Um, if you know me, love me, spend quality time with me, tell me that you love me, um, call me sometime, answer when I call, hug
Hmm.
me, hold my hand, go out to eat with me, feed me, because I like to eat. I like food. Um, you can if you're a fan, buy the music. come see me live, scream and yell and smile at me if you see me walking through the airport, whatever it is, it's the response, it's the interaction that I think all of us long for. And that's what we didn't like about being quarantined, is how once you're quarantined, we didn't get that physical interaction anymore. I think we all missed that. So I would say now if we all could just learn to just make sure we stay connected a little bit more.
That's real. That's real. Now, another question I have for you, as far as the song "Ghetto Love" with Corrupt, how did that collaboration come about, and why can't we find it anywhere? What's going on with that?
It's not out. Corrupt is a friend of mine, and it's gonna come out at
Okay.
some point. It just, the project at the time did not come out. The entire project did not come out at the time. But Corrupt and I are friends. He is the best. He makes me smile. I just think about him. I'm like, he's such a goofball, but he's so cool. I'm like, how you be so cool and so goofy? I love it. I love it. He's one of my favorite people. But it'll
That's
come
what's up.
soon. It'll come soon. I don't know when. We were just talking too. Matter of fact, this past week, we're working on other music. So who knows what's going to happen?
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know. But we
I
always
definitely
writing.
want to hear. I definitely want to hear what a Corrupt and a Shantae Moore collaboration sounds like. I can
Good
imagine.
stuff. It's good stuff,
Like
man.
it.
We have so much
Yeah,
fun.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah. You
I
you
mean,
wait.
Bert. I
Wait for it.
mean, Birdman and Tony Braxton, they collaborated. It, it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm ready for Shantae and Corrupt, definitely.
All right. Wait for it. Wait
Now,
for it. Wait for it.
now next question.
Mhm.
Trying to turn gears a little bit. Now you did mention previously you had a producer actually made a really cool song for you, and he actually ended up giving it to, I'm not going to drop their name, but another industry mogul. And it sounded
J Lo.
identical.
Yeah. It was Puff Daddy and J
Okay,
Lo
okay. So
and
all right, so we name
and
dropping.
Rodney
Okay,
Jerkins. Yeah. They know who they are. It's okay.
yeah.
It was a long time ago.
So I was gonna ask you about that. Like, are you still, do you still feel some type of way about it? Are you
No, not
still
at all.
cool with
Actually,
Rodney
spoke to
or?
Rodney Jerkins not long ago either. Like a month and a half ago, we talked, and we're going to work together and see what we can do. It's life is about a journey. It's not about being stuck on anything that happened. It definitely did happen, and it was extremely hurtful at the time. But
Mhm.
we've all moved to another place and grown up and learned lessons. And music is fluid. Life is fluid. You got to keep on pressing, keep moving forward. So, yeah, it was a painful
Okay,
time, but it's done for now.
it's done for. So
Yeah,
how about a collaboration with Brandy? Because I know you and
I
Brandy,
would love it.
you good. You like her style. We need to do that
Love,
together.
love her music. Her voice is so beautiful. Like the richness in her
Yours is
voice
too.
is just, thank you. I appreciate that.
No
No, but I
problem. No
just love it. I
problem.
do. I love her voice. It's just it's like raspy and silky at the same time. I don't know how it does that.
Right. That's
Beautiful.
awesome. That's awesome. So I can imagine, like, with the single that you put out is more like, Christian gospel. Now, is that the direction of the album, or is it going to be kind of like a combination?
I write where I am. That's where I was at that second. I wrote a song
Gotcha.
about my emotions at that moment, and that's what life is. That's what music should be, is reflection of where you are. There are times we write songs
Right.
about being really sad. I have a song called "I Cry to Myself" because at that time I was literally crying and nobody else was listening. Nobody else seemed like they cared at all.
Yeah.
and and then there's this song where I'm talking about how God has really helped me understand that yesterday doesn't matter. My grace is sufficient. I got you. No matter what you do, no matter where you go, I got you. And
Right.
don't worry about it. Who said too many mistakes? Who said things can never change? Who said? I'm like, oh, okay, okay then. So I really just come to understand that I need to just trust the Lord more. And that doesn't mean I won't be
Yeah.
singing R&B, because I will. I have songs on this
Mhm.
record that is going to come out. The album that will come out with this on it will have R&B songs that talk about love from man to woman. It will, but it might have some more songs about me and Jesus. I don't know. It's a lot of things. I have a lot of songs recorded, and we're going to record some more and
Or
then put the record out.
or you might have a City Girls feature. You might have a City Girls type twerk type of, nothing like none of that. Like
Nope,
she got serious quick, y'all. She was like, nah.
won't be twerking.
But I'm saying, like, well, I mean, just
Not
how
me.
about, so if Megan
It's
Thee
not for
Stallion,
everybody.
no,
It's not for
not
everybody.
saying you personally twerking, but would you make a twerk song? Say if the Megan Thee Stallion hit you up and was like, hey, let's get on this song. It's gonna catapult your career, even if you're not necessarily
It would
twerking
depend
it, but
on what it's talking about, because I have to
what is
stand
the
by what
content
I'm
and all that?
singing. I can't just be like, oh yeah,
Right,
I
right.
can't just say anything. Everybody can't say everything. It's like your kids, you
I
like,
feel that.
you bet not. You bet not. They all can be doing what you, oh, because they did it, you think you can do it? No. I know who I belong to
That's
and who
real.
I am. And I know what I
That's
ain't
real.
singing and what I won't be singing and what I will be singing. So, yeah, no,
There you go.
everybody makes their own choices. And I think it's about that choice that makes your life what it is, makes you the individual. And I won't do anything just for a hit. I would have already had hits,
That's
more
real.
hits than I've had if it
There
was
you
all
go.
about just doing whatever. I'd have had many hits by
And
now.
you definitely maintain your integrity
Have
and all
to,
of that. So I
because that's
respect
what I
that
got
for
to live
sure.
with. I got to live with me. Everywhere I go, there I am.
Now, do
And
you
I'm
feel
not
like
going to
R
cut
and
you
B
off.
will?
I'm just going to let you know I'm at a low thingy. And if it cuts you off, it's not me. Just letting
Okay,
you know my phone might
all
die.
right. We'll wrap it up. Last question. Where
Okay.
do you feel like kind of R&B is gonna go? Because I know back in the '90s and all that. That
Mm-hmm.
was a fun time for R&B. It was fun. People we loved it. We made a bunch of kids. A
Well,
lot of
they
kids were
still
made
making
like all
kids.
of that.
Listen,
Oh
they
yeah,
still
they're still
making
making
kids.
kids
They
just to a
still making
different
music.
rhythm.
I,
So
I, I don't know
where do
where
you
it's
want to
going.
see it go back there? You don't know?
Um, no, nothing's going to go back anywhere. I think it's only moving forward. It's only changing. It's like having Kool-Aid mixed with apple juice and orange juice with a little cherry on it. You know what I mean? It's one thing, but it's
Hmm.
still Kool-Aid. If you got the Kool-Aid mixed with vodka with, some purple juice in it, it's still Kool-Aid mixed with it. It's going to be something different. And I think that's what the beauty of creativity is that you keep moving, you keep trying new combinations, but you stay true to who you are, but you have other combinations that come in, but you got to stay true to who you are. And I think
Right.
R&B is R&B. It's going to have a different flavor coming from her than it does from Jasmine Sullivan, than it does from Brandy, than it does from me. It's going to be different, but I think embracing the differences is what it's all about. There's room for everybody.
Now, do you feel like some of the newer artists are kind of encourage our children to kind of veer off from the so-called normal path in terms of like maybe Little Nas X, kind of displaying certain things on a national television? Do you kind of feel like that's kind of
Well,
sending us back, or is that just how do you feel about that?
no, you better raise your children and not let music raise your
Right,
children. The TV should not be raising
right,
your children. The telephone should not be raising your children. The social media networks should not be raising your children. You are responsible for your children. That's artistry. If the artist takes all their clothes off, you let your child walk off naked? No. My child will wear
right,
clothes. These are personal
right,
choices.
right.
So we have to parent our children. We have to be the village that protects our kids from whatever it is we want them protected from. If it's shooting somebody up, then you protect your child and not put guns in their hands. But you don't let the world raise your children. You are responsible for the little people and the people that you influence in your circle. You are responsible for that, not social media or anyone else. Take responsibility.
Well said. Well said. Well, Miss Chanté Moore, I definitely appreciate the interview.
My
Much
pleasure.
success to your single. I'm gonna be
Thank
looking for
you.
your album. Of course, I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
keep your music on repeat because I always did. I'm an '80s baby. You feel me? So
Woo! I came out in the
definitely thank you for
90s,
pulling up on the
but
well
90s,
'80s
80s are
baby.
good
But
too.
I was 10, 11, 12 when what I'm saying like
Got it.
I was playing it. I was playing
Thank
it.
you very much for your time. I appreciate it so much.
No doubt, Queen. Thank you so much for being on the Lionel B
Thank
show, man.
you.
Much
It's my
success to
pleasure.
you, and we love you,
Thanks.
Shantae.
You too.